I remember when the Republicans were pretending to care about Roy Moore molesting young girls. Now, let's go over the story real quick one more time. So he was accused of dating many girls under the age of 16, and he said that he did do that, under the age of 18, I should say. And he said, no, but they were of legal age, the ones that I dated, they were 16 and above. And I, like a good gentleman in my 30s, I asked their parents if I could date their 16-year-old daughters. And I would kiss them and do other sexual things with them. Okay, all right, those are, so he says, but no, that's okay, it's legal. Legal age in Alabama is 16. But of course, a 14-year-old had very credible allegations that he sexually assaulted her. And then we found out about the 16-year-old who did not agree to date him, and he tried to rape in a parking lot. So I think some Republicans did the right thing, and some of them are continuing to do the right thing. I'll tell you about one, or a couple actually at the end, that are, I think, relatively brave. And Mitch McConnell is still saying that he's not backing Roy Moore. But there are those who say, who cares that he's a child molester? A vote for tax cuts is a vote for my donors. I don't care. Of course, leading that charge is Donald Trump. He tweeted out, Democrats' refusal to give even one vote for massive tax cuts is why we need Republican Roy Moore to win in Alabama. We need his vote on stopping crime, illegal immigration, border wall, military, pro-life, VA, judges, Second Amendment, and more. No to Jones, Pelosi, Schumer puppets. So he is very, very clear that he is backing the sexual predator, but that's actually not surprising, given that about 20 women have also charged Donald Trump of being a sexual predator. So apparently Donald Trump called Roy Moore to give even further support to him and said at the end of the call, quote, "Go get him, Roy." I don't know if he was referring to 14-year-olds in that case or the election. Okay, now that brings us to the Republican National Committee. I mean, this is not just Donald Trump, who, Donald Trump's crazy, but then you'll hear all over cable news, but he doesn't really represent Republicans. Well, there's one easy way to find out. The Republican National Committee represents Republicans. That's literally their job. So in the past, to give them credit, and I did at the time, they had pulled their support of Roy Moore. Now they're back. They're like, well, did we say family values? Well, it turns out you can molest 14-year-old girls as long as you're going to vote for our donors' tax cuts. So here's their statement, where the Hill explains the Republican National Committee is reinstating its support of Alabama GOP Senate candidate Roy Moore after initially cutting ties over allegations of sexual misconduct. Two sources confirmed to the Hill on Monday, because Breitbart had initially reported this, and obviously since they're completely untrustworthy, the Hill went and found their own sources, two different sources, and they confirmed. In fact, one of them said, "We can confirm our involvement in the Alabama Senate race," referring to the RNC. So they're going to apparently get back involved, spend money, spend a lot of time and energy to make sure that the child molester wins. Now, if you think, well, come on, look, he's a Republican. They don't like Doug Jones. He's a Democrat, not particularly liberal Democrat, but he is from Alabama. But they want the tax cuts for the rich. Can you really blame them? They don't agree with Doug Jones. Yeah, of course I can blame them. Democrats didn't support Anthony Weiner. He sent tweets and they got rid of him immediately, let alone later. He's now in jail. Roy Moore tried to rape a 16-year-old girl and then threw her out of the car half dressed after he'd ripped some of her clothes off. He should be, and Doug Jones said that today. He said he should be going to jail, not to the Senate. That's right. And by the way, there is no statute of limitations on child molestation in Alabama. So for the 14-year-old, he could still be held responsible, and he should be. He should be brought to justice. But the RNC says, nope, no problem. Oh, and these are the same guys who were outraged. Oh, Anthony Weiner, the wrong tweet. And by the way, we were outraged and we told him he's got to go. Today, John Conyers is gone. The Democrats actually do act. And now you got Roy Moore, the worst of the worst in allegations, credible allegations. The 16-year-old came out and showed the signature of Roy Moore in her yearbook, in her high school yearbook, where he's like, "Oh, sweetie, you're so beautiful." Oh, God damn. And they're like, yeah, but whatever, man. Are we going to get rich? Are our donors going to get rich? They don't care. Well, now it's official and we know for sure. By the way, why are they back in? Because, as I told you, Alabama Republicans don't give a damn about morality. They never cared, they don't care today, and so Roy Moore is winning right now. Poll yesterday, 49% Roy Moore, 43% Doug Jones. He's got a 6-point lead. That's why the RNC is back. They're like, oh, he's gonna win. Great. Another Republican senator, who cares? Oh, we threw him under the bus when we thought he was gonna lose. When we made the mistake of thinking that Alabama Republicans gave a damn about morals or child predators or any of that. Of course they don't care. Our bad. We're right back in, guys. And by the way, that's not just one poll. Moore leads Jones by an average of 2.6 points in Alabama polling, according to Real Clear Politics. So right now, as we head very close to the election, he is definitively in the lead. It's not a huge lead, but he is in that lead. Now, there are some Republican leaders who are not in office who are doing the right thing. It's not a coincidence that they're not in office. If they were in office, they'd be worried about their donors and how they have to pleasure them, and that's why a lot of them don't do that. But nonetheless, credit where credit is due. Mitt Romney writes, Roy Moore in the US Senate would be a stain on the GOP and on the nation. Lee Corfman and other victims are courageous heroes. No vote, no majority is worth losing our honor, our integrity. Of course, Donald Trump and the RNC disagrees. They say, no. There are votes worth losing our honor and integrity for, especially tax cuts for the rich. Now, by the way, again, more credit to Mitt Romney because he actually is rich. He would get those tax cuts, and nonetheless, he's saying vote no on Roy Moore. But let's be fair. They're going to do the tax cuts before Roy Moore even gets in. So he's probably covered anyway. But I want to give a special credit to Jeff Flake. Look, Jeff Flake, I'm no ally of Jeff Flake. He votes the wrong way an overwhelming majority of the time. He also is serving his donors. He also voted for the tax cuts, etc. But today, he wrote, not only did not, he in the past did not endorse Moore, and he said he should get out of the race, but today he wrote a check to Doug Jones for $100, which is a bold move. Probably ending his career in Republican politics forever. Because Republican voters will forgive a child molester, but they will never forgive someone who helps a progressive, such as he is. Now, there is one more quote here that I wanted to share with you. As some few Republicans are doing the right thing, overall the party is not. And then we go back to the White House, where the Deputy Press Secretary Raj Shah said, the president had a positive call with Judge Roy Moore, during which they discussed the state of the Alabama Senate race, and the president endorsed Judge Moore's campaign. Now we know exactly where everyone stands. If you want to get the whole Young Turks show every single day, become a member, tytnetwork.com/join. And once you do, you'll be saying,
you know, I'm like a smart person.
Or you might say,
I think it's weird.
Or you might say,
oops.
No, that won't be that one. It won't be that one. It'll be great, trust me. tytnetwork.com/join.